Hello, everyone. It is Briximus Prime back for another Transformers, live stream unboxing. I've got a big package here, and of course, I had to kind of give a little bit of a teaser as to what's in here because I had to delay the live stream because this package was supposed to show up yesterday, but the problem was something went up with FedEx. I was checking the tracking, and on FedEx, they were all like, "Oh, your package has been delayed because of a unforeseen something something." And I went and did some research on it. What the heck does it mean? Basically, the FedEx truck must have like got a flat tire or like it got in a crash, or I have no idea. Just whatever happened, the package was delayed. It's here now. And also, I wanted to make it clear before I got into the package. I also wanted to make it clear. I did make a community post about it. I've been trying to use the community tab on YouTube more. I've been trying to post like community posts and like telling you guys when reviews are up or giving you updates on the channel. And again, I made an update about this being delayed and the live stream being delayed. So I just wanted to make it clear that you guys know that I'm trying to make sure that you guys are utilizing that community tab. I'm also trying to post polls there every now and then, like having people vote like what to review next or what's going to go up. Which I'm going to have another one coming up. I'm going to have a poll coming up for what's in here. But point is, a lot of stuff has happened over the past couple days, and I'm excited about this package. And then again, I wanted to make sure it was clear that I'm using that community tab a whole lot more because I want to make sure that it's kind of like my way of engaging with you guys more directly, I guess. Also, another thing I wanted to mention was this weekend is this weekend. There's two things going on this weekend. I'm going to the toy show in Vegas. Peter Cullen and Ron Perlman are going to be there. There's a couple other people that are also going to be there that are toy related, like project people. Like I know the guy who's Sergeant Slaughter from G.I. Joe. I know he's going to be there. And like I said, Ron Perlman and Optimus Prime, Primal and Prime. But from Rise of the Beasts. And yeah, so I'm going to be there at the Vegas Toy Show. If anyone is going to be going or is in Vegas or whatever, I'm going to be there on both days that the convention's going on. And on the second day, because it's on the 4th and the 5th, the 5th, March 5th, is actually my birthday. So sometime next weekend or next week, I'm going to try to do a birthday live stream of some kind. We'll see what we'll see what I can do. I wanted to do a live stream for my birthday. I've done one before in the past, and on the old channel, I had a bunch on that channel as well. So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure what I'll do for my birthday live stream. I don't know if I'll maybe build a Lego set live, or maybe I'll unbox a Transformers figure, or maybe I'll have a package to open. I have no idea what I'm gonna do for my birthday live stream, but point is, I'm gonna try my hardest to get a just to do something in general. So be sure to keep your eyes open for some kind of live stream about my birthday coming up. Also, I don't have any comics, nothing like that to show off. I just wanted to get right into the package. I don't have a whole lot of time on my hands. I just wanted to get right on into it with the package. So we'll see how that goes. And again, I'm going to have a poll coming up soon to vote on some upcoming reviews because I'm actually having a hard time deciding what to review first. So I'm going to set up some polls and everything for you guys later. Let's see. Let me look at my notes. Was there anything else I needed to take note on? Oh, I haven't watched the newest episode of Mandalorian. No spoilers, please. I haven't watched it. Please don't spoil anything for me. I'd rather go without spoilers. I did watch, however, the new Bad Batch episode. Good. If you guys are fans of Clone Wars, you will like the episode. I liked it, and I'm sure fans of Clone Wars will like it as well. I guess before we get into the package, just to pattern out the length of this video that little bit longer, I guess we'll talk about the newly revealed, just new toy reveals. They had that Generation Selects Titan class figure revealed. It's the the Omega Sentinel, the Legacy Titan class Omega Sentinel. For Generation Selects specifically, I should say. Here, let me share my screen. Just wanted to show it off really fast. Just wanted to talk about it. Here it is. It's basically the Siege Titan class Omega Supreme, but it's recolored in white, blue, and gray. And if none of you are familiar with the Omega Sentinels, this is the little Micromaster repaint that he comes with. I think his name's... what is it? What's his name? Lunar Tread. Lunar Tread is what they're calling this guy. Anyway, basically, this figure is based on a random character that showed up, and he comes with blast effects too. It's based on a random character that showed up in the G1 cartoon. Basically, Omega Supreme was one of many of a transformer called the Omega Sentinels, where basically they were these giant robot protectors that were built to basically... They were basically built to be like protectors of big cities or whatever, with Omega Supreme being the protector of Crystal City. And the Omega Sentinel, basically, there was just a big army of these. They're basically just Omega Supreme, but they're like drones, I guess is the best way to say it. Like it's basically an army builder is what this is. It's like a Titan class army builder, because there's like multiples of these all across Cybertron, and they decided to make it into a big old Generation Selects repaint, because I guess the Black Zarak repaints sold well enough that Hasbro's willing to make another Titan class repaint. The only thing is, I'm not a fan of the price they're charging for this thing. $200 seems I don't know. $200 just seems a little meh. Seems a little much. Like, the only reason I find it meh because this figure, the original Siege Omega Supreme, was like freaking $150, $160 when he first came out, and now they're charging $200 for it. I mean, granted, the resale value of Omega Supreme is like $350, I think, is the least I've seen him. Like $300 to $350 is the least I've seen him go for. So, like, technically this is a deal considering the resale price, but just for me personally, it's not really something I need. I'm not really that interested in the Omega Sentinel. But anyway, let's get on into the package here for Rise of the Beasts. Yes, that's the only thing that I revealed about this package, is that it is Rise of the Beasts related, because again, because the live stream got delayed, I felt the need to at least tease to you guys what is in here, because then if I told you some of the stuff that's going to be in here, then it would make people feel more obligated to join in, I guess. Because that's the thing I wanted to discuss. You know, I wanted to make a discussion about it, but I guess there's no one on the live stream to discuss it with. But I wanted to talk to you guys about if I should change my live stream format. Because I'm wondering, because the reason why I did the whole mystery unboxing thing in the first place is because I thought the mystery thing would like compel people to watch it and like see what it is that's the mystery. But I keep getting less and less people joining on the live streams, and it's making me feel like no one's interested. Like, it's just making me feel like no one cares. So I wanted to know from you guys, do you think I should change the live stream format and I should just say what it is that I'm unboxing? Or should I just say what it is? Or should I still keep it as a mystery? Because I feel like no one cares about the mystery element anymore. No one actually joins on the live streams anymore, except for like Firewall. Anyway, let's just go through everything that is here in the... Here, hang on. Let me just move the box over, and I'll pull everything out. We'll go from the smallest to biggest. So, smallest thing here, we have the Transformers Core Class Terrorcon Freezer. Oh, and FYI, I did get this from Hasbro Pulse. This is Hasbro Pulse. So here we got Freezer. I'm trying to get some light in here. Let me see if I can get some extra light just so you can get some better looks at the figures. There we go. Just to get some extra light in there. So yeah, there's Terrorcon Freezer. The Real Thick Shady says make a post in advance that you're doing a live stream. My only problem with doing posts about live streams is that I feel like they're they become outdated after a while, and I want my posts to not. I don't know why I'm kind of opposed to making posts that become outdated after a while, but I guess for live streams it doesn't really matter because people go back and rewatch them anyway. Also, I just realized that Freezer's backdrop is it's a museum. There's like a dinosaur museum back there. I didn't notice that originally. Yeah, Freezer is the figure. I actually wouldn't be surprised if they retooled this figure to be Frenzy from the first movie. I actually wouldn't be surprised if that happened, but because he does look a lot like Frenzy, like his body type looks like Frenzy. He has a creepy face, very freakishly creepy face. Hey, Firewall, I'm doing well. Got some Rise of the Beasts Core Class Studio Series Freezer on the go. And again, there's been kind of a lack in... I feel like my live streams haven't been doing all that well, so I was just asking for some input. Also, I've been... I was just making some channel updates and stuff like that. Make a poll asking people when you should stream. Well, the thing is, I can't make a poll asking when I should stream because sometimes I don't really know when I'm gonna stream because sometimes I have to like today, sometimes I have to do it last minute. I can only live stream like where it fits in my schedule because I have a really busy schedule with school and work and all a bunch of other stuff in my personal life. And so I can only fit live streams in where they conveniently fit. So it's like it's just a personal thing of mine. I just can't fit. It just has to fit where it fits in for me the most convenient. And of course, I'm opening Freezer, by the way. So I kind of can't really make a post because there's not really a good way to plan live streams in advance. They're always done just on the fly, just whenever it's convenient for me to do it. Most of the time, most of my live streams are done right after school and then before work. Or at least that's how it's been over the past couple of weeks. But that's usually how I do live streams. So I'm just wondering, I just wanted to get people's input on how I should format live streams. What is... Oh, there's another twisty tie right there that I didn't see. There we go. There is... Oh, geez. Are you kidding me right now? Freezer, are you kidding me right now? Freaking BS. The ball joint on his hip came off. Okay, there we go. Now I've got Freezer out of the box. He's very spindly. Very, very spindly figure. I know it's kind of a weird way to describe him, but like that's the best that's the best way I can describe him. He is very posable, I will say that. He's like covered in ball joints and he has so many limbs. It's like I don't know why figures with multiple limbs are fun. Okay. His ball joints are very easily removable. I'm not sure if that's a feature or if that's just the way that he's made. But he is a very interesting robot. I will give him that. He's a very interesting figure. Okay, there's Freezer. If it'll focus on him. So apparently this guy's like a target master because he transforms into both a gun turret and as well as a handheld gun for bigger figures to wield. So he's like a target master ? Might want to tighten those ball joints. I mean, yeah, it's mostly just these. It's just the top ones. It's just the top ball joints, the middle ones, not really, and then his hip ones, yeah, those could probably be modified. But, like, I hate having to modify figures. I wish I could just I wish figures could just stay the way they are without me having to modify them. That always I always try to apply those opinions into my reviews, is if a figure requires me to modify it with either an upgrade kit or just because the quality control's off, like that definitely loses points for me on a figure. And right now I am a little annoyed with his ball joints, but they're not annoyingly loose that they come off with every pose. It's just, just be careful of them so that you don't lose any parts. But yeah, he's got a lot of paint. I like him. He doesn't look too plain. Like there's a lot of figures and Decepticon. I know that was an opinion some people had about Michael Bay designs, was that they would have just these plain gray designs that look very copy and paste, or they look almost exactly the same as each other, for the people who are not as educated on Transformers. This guy looks very unique and has a very unique paint scheme that he like stands out. Like obviously he looks like freaking Frenzy, but like he turns into a gun. Like I find that interesting, is he turns into a gun. So like part of me's wondering, is this a character that's actually in the movie, or is this a character that's just made and is only in the concept art? Like that's what I'm wondering. I'm assuming he is in the movie. On the back of his box, it says... No, there's no, like, movie description of him anywhere. Yeah, very interesting looking figure. He's very, again, box art, he looks so freakish. My gosh. This freaking camera. There we go. He's so freaky looking. So yeah, that's definitely interesting. Freezer is a very interesting figure. We'll see how he turns out. They did confirm he's in the movie. Not really a modification. You just have to fix a loose joint, that is. I imagine Freezer isn't the only one. Unless the figure breaks on me, that point, you can't repair it. That's a couple loose joint aren't a big deal in my eyes anyway. Well, again, I paid this guy wasn't cheap, considering how much it infuriates me that deluxe class figures back in the early 2000s and the late 2000s, they used to be like $10 to $15, and now that's what core class figures are. And core class figures are basically Legends class figures, which were really small. So like it just pisses me off that these figures are like $12 and they're like so small. So it's like, if I'm going to be paying that much for a figure this small, it had better be perfect. Maybe not 100% perfect, but like in terms of quality control, I would prefer that ball joints were more secure in there. But again, it's a very minor complaint. It's not that big an issue. It's just noticeable. So yeah, there is Freezer. And again, I'm really confused by his name. Like, why is he called Freezer? Does he turn into a freeze ray? I don't know. Does he turn into a fridge? Like, I don't understand why his name is Freezer. Because again, there's not like it's not like Battle Trap where or Scourge. It's where it's like a pre-existing character with a name that belongs to someone else. It's just like a name. Like it's just a name or a term, Freezer. Like there's no other Transformer named Freezer. I find that interesting. Like, why is this guy called Freezer of all things? Or did Hasbro just go like, just slap whatever on there and we'll just throw him out there? Like Hasbro just didn't care, I guess. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I don't know what the context is behind this guy, but anyway, there's core class Freezer. Moving on to the next figure. I imagine he turns into an ice gun. That would make sense. Next figure, again, we're going by size, smallest to largest. Next figure here, we have the Studio Series. What the heck is that? That's interesting. Oh, I see. Okay. Studio Series Air Razor from Rise of the Beasts. For a minute, I thought these little notches down here were Cybertronian text. There's these little notches. You can see them right there under her name. I thought those were like fancy Cybertronian text they were putting under there, but it's actually just scuffs on the box. Yeah, there is Air Razor. Finally got her in hand. And of course, this is a heavy retool, or I guess, I don't know, like she has the bare bones she has the bones of the engineering of the Kingdom Air Razor. And that's a figure that I like a whole lot. Like that's actually one of my favorite figures from Kingdom. And so I already know this Air-Razor is going to be good because it reuses that Air-Razor mold, which was already really good. It's just obviously it's very, very different and very different kind of molding. It's just the engineering is very similar to each other. So yeah, very interesting figure here for Air-Razor. I'm always up for Beast Wars characters. I like Beast Wars and I like Air-Razor. She's one of my favorite. She's a good character. Honestly, I keep rambling on. When it comes to Beast Wars, I actually don't have a particular favorite besides Megatron. But like when I look back and that's deeply concerning. When it comes to figures, one of her accessories came loose in the box. Thankfully, I didn't. Thankfully, the people at Hasbro who sent me this did not lose it. Or maybe it came loose in transit. Who knows? Which, by the way, Transit is a name of a Transformer who's supposed to appear in the movie, I guess. Transit. He's supposed to turn into a bus, I think. I think he appeared in, like... I think he's a character from, like, freaking Rescue Bots or something, but... Transit. Apparently he's supposed to be the only Decepticon we know of that's appearing in the movie, I guess. So yeah, here is Air-Razor, just moving her wings around so I can get these little arm cannons on. She's very well sculpted. Air-Razor has a lot of sculpted detail. And also, first thing I'm noticing right out of the box, nice and tight joints. Nothing feels loose, like not even a little bit. Like everything feels good, like really good. Ball joint at her head is really good. Wish there was a little bit more range out of that. Maybe I can. There we go. Okay, she does have a little bit more range in the head. Not really up and down, but she can look around. And is that supposed to tab in? Ah, that does. That was mistransformed out of the box. Okay, and then these are mistransformed out of the box. I'm assuming those tab in back there, like the Kingdom figure. Her wings are supposed to lock in. I mean, obviously you can have it displayed, but you can have her wings out like this. But technically, due to transformation, there is a feature on the back where you're supposed to tab the wings in and fold them in. But you can't have her with her wings fully splayed out. I think she looks pretty good. Also, I'm glad that they gave her some green on there. I feel like it adds some extra color on there to make her not look so plain looking. And again, I already have Rise of the Beasts Cheetor. He's over there on the shelf. So she'll go right at home next to Cheetor. And of course, I still need like Primal and Rhinox, which I'm sure they're going to eventually make a Primal and Rhinox and yada, yada, yada. But right now, the Rise of the Beasts figure I really want is Scourge. Also, I've only been hearing good things about the Rise of the Beasts Bumblebee. The only thing that's putting me off is in a lot of the promotional images, Bumblebee does not have a whole lot of paint on him, especially in the head. So I'm hoping that I find him in person and I can get a better look at his face and some of his extra details. And I'll make my opinion based on that. He's not a figure that I'm planning on getting in advance. But I've been hearing good things about him engineering-wise. Thank you for reviewing Leo Prime before the rest of your Rise of the Beast figures. I was more interested in him more than the Rise of the Beast figures. Yeah, Leo Prime, I really wanted to get the review out on Leo Prime, which apparently a lot of people agree with you on that firewall because that review's been performing better than I thought he would. So I'm glad that you enjoy him. And again, I'm not going to be reviewing the Rise of the Beast stuff like right after this. I still have one other Transformers review I need to take care of before I get into more Rise of the Beast stuff. Technically, my next review is going to be on the Legacy Metal Hawk and Twin Cast. Or sorry, Legacy Evolution Metal Hawk and Twin Cast. So yeah, Beast Wars, more interested in him. Imagine there aren't many ways you can engineer a robot to turn into a bird. Yeah. So yeah, I am excited about the movie. Obviously, I mean, I got the figures before the movie is even out. Of course, I'm excited for it. But yeah, I do already kind of know how this figure works, and I already know I'm going to like it, and I know that I like it because again, I'm getting the best impression of this figure just based on how she feels. She's a really solid, like she feels just so nice to pose. Like very, very nice, tight joints. Nothing feels loose. I don't feel the need to fix anything. Freezer. But like, and again, I also appreciate the extra highlights of silver in her feet and, you know, sprinkled throughout the figure and a little bit there on the back. Like, again, when they add silver on the figure and like metallic paint, it makes it feel a little bit higher quality, just saying. So, and again, she has some of that in her face as well. I don't think she looks too bad in the face either. I don't think her design is honestly a pretty good, faithful live action adaptation of the character from Beast Wars. Like that's plain and simple. I think she looks completely fine. So yeah, there's Air Razor, we got Freezer, and then finally my other highly anticipated figure in this box. Just a bunch of packing material in there now. What other reviews do you plan on doing that aren't Transformers? Sadly, I don't have a whole lot of options when it comes to stuff that's not Transformers. Currently, right now, as of right now, my next review is going to be on another Halo figure. I'm going to be reviewing Spartan Emil from Halo Reach. I have all of Noble Team, but I haven't reviewed all of them yet. The only ones I haven't reviewed yet that I have of Noble Team from Halo Reach, I have Emil, I haven't reviewed Carter, and I haven't reviewed Cat. Those are the Spartans I still haven't reviewed yet, so I have those ones coming up later down the line. A couple of Black Series that I still need to review, and then a couple of Marvel Legends just sprinkled here and there that I still have that need to be reviewed. But honestly, I'm starting to run low on stuff that's outside of Transformers reviews. But like, of course, I have stuff pre-ordered and on the way. It's just here in my hands right now. I don't really got a whole lot. Also, I do have. I mentioned that this weekend I'm going to the toy show in Vegas, and I've been saving a lot of my money for the past couple of months to buy stuff at that convention. And then literally the weekend after that, the next weekend after this weekend, I'm going to TFCon LA. And I've been also saving money for that convention as well. So I'm going to be buying a whole bunch of stuff at TFCon and the toy show. And also, I wanted to also make it clear that when I go to TFCon and the toy show, I was going to make videos when I'm at those conventions, kind of doing a bit of a vlog kind of thing, showing stuff off, just so that you guys get a sense of, you know, me just showing stuff off that's there, that's fun. So anyway, next figure that I've been highly anticipating is the Studio Series Voyager Battle Trap. Yes. Anyway, that's everything that was in the box. Those were the three things in the box. So, Air Razor, Freezer, and Battle Trap. Been looking forward to this guy. It's really funny how such an obscure Decepticon has been made into a big movie star name. Like, Battle Trap's looking to be pretty cool, though. I do not like the false advertising of how he's got the ball and chain as a weapon, and yet he doesn't come with a chain for it. I'm sure there'll be an upgrade kit for that at some point later, but I mean, come on. Review some of your older figures to fill the time for the new stuff. Well, the thing is, I have new stuff. And the other problem is, every time I go back and watch, I go back and review older stuff, no one watches it. No one goes and watches the older stuff that I talk about unless it's like something weird, if that makes sense. Like I did the Black Series review on the Old Republic Darth Revan, and that's one of my least most popular reviews on the whole channel. And I genuinely was excited to review that figure, and yet a lot of people just feel like they just don't care. Anyway, so just the way how my brain works, it makes me prioritize the new stuff, the new stuff over the old stuff, because that's just what everyone watches is the new stuff. So it's like, I'm not sure how I'm going to make, if I'm really going to review the older stuff, I need to find a new way to make it fresh, new, and appealing for everybody. I need to find a way to make it interesting for people to watch. And again, it's really hard to figure out that balance. So let's see, there's that. And then I'm assuming his wrecking ball is in this shizzy piece of paper. That's garbage. This is garbage. Twisty ties, just cleaning up so I don't make a mess. And then twisty ties thrown away. Okay. It's just the piece of paper in here now. There we go. There's the wrecking ball. And again, the wrecking ball is a very similar design to how Bulkhead has his wrecking ball. You just slide it on and then collapse it over his hand. Ooh, battle trap. Let's see. These fold up and around his arms. I saw that Shartimus Prime did a review on this guy not too long ago. I did watch it. I think he was a little bit harsh on the figure, but again, I haven't had this figure in my hand yet in order to actually see if his opinion was right or not. And now that I've got him in hand, obviously I haven't transformed him yet, but I don't think he's that bad. That's a little annoying, though. Oh, no, there we go. That just wasn't tabbed in all the way. There we go. Okay, that's less annoying now. And then these parts fold in. Looks like they're supposed to clip somewhere. Looks like those are supposed to like clip into something. Unless that's for the tow truck mode. Yeah, I love how Battle Trap looks. He looks freaking awesome. And again, based on first appearances after getting him out of the box, he feels nice. Like, nothing feels too tight or too loose. Well, I mean, his backpack does shift around a little bit, and I am a little bit nervous about some of the material in there because, like, look at all that. That is a clear plastic rod in there, and it seems like it's on a very thin little, like, strut in there. That seems like something that could eventually break at some point, so I hope that is definitely not the case for this guy, because this really feels like a figure that I want to keep for a while. But man, he has a pretty dang tight thigh swivel. That is a tight thigh swivel. Ugh, jeez. Tight thigh swivel on this guy. And what about the other thigh? Let me double check it. That one's a little bit more doable. Hips, waist. Again, the backpack is kind of fidgety. It does tab in, but like for a minute, and then it like untabs immediately again. I feel like these are supposed to lock into something, but they just don't. It's weird. Yeah, then his knees. That's cool. They bend over 90 degrees. He's got some nice ankle pivot. Well, it's sort of ankle pivot. It's like half of his foot pivots. It's like half of his foot pivots, but like he still has ankle pivot. Sadly, no wrist swivel. Yeah, I was really hoping there'd be wrist swivel on this guy. Yeah, at least he's got the basics. Like, at least he has waist swivel. I mean, I hate it when they don't put waist swivel on figures. But yeah, he's a Voyager class. Pretty sizable. And I like his color scheme. The orange and, like, gunmetal gray. Like, I like the color scheme. Like, he looks to be a really cool character. Plus, he starred in that trailer right there in our faces. He was, like, charging into battle, and he was shooting out of his arm. Which, again... he has no gun. Like, they were advertising on his box that he has, like, this. but that's not a gun, though. That's like just a fan mode transformation thing, or like a lockdown hook thing. That's not a gun. So like, I am a little disappointed this guy doesn't really have like a gun to go with him, even though we saw him with a gun in the freaking, trailer. Just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, lots of spikes and stuff on this guy. Very spiky Terrorcon. That's the other thing too. This guy and Freezer are my first Terrorcons for the Rise of the Beast stuff. These are my first two figures for Terrorcon, for the Terrorcon faction. So yeah, here, let me grab, before I start wrapping things up, let me go grab Cheetor. I already did my review on Cheetor. If you guys are interested, you can go and watch it. Also, I'm getting overexposed. Let me turn down this light. Cheetor. I do have my review out on Cheetor already. Hang on. While I'm talking, let me see if I can transform Air Razor, because I kind of already know her transformation. Let's say you want to review some Siege figures. You can review the entire first wave and give a sort of retrospective to the line. I'll watch that. Yeah, sometimes Shartimus doesn't review Transformers on a regular basis. Yeah, that's my biggest complaint with Shartimus Prime is he calls himself Shartimus Prime, but he reviews Marvel Legends more often than anything else. So, like, part of me's wondering, like, why are you even naming it like, do you really like Transformers or do you like Marvel Legends? Like, what's your thing? Like, obviously you can like multiple things. There's no rule saying that you can only like one thing, but like, it just doesn't make sense in terms of the channel name and his content, because Marvel Legends is what he does. Oh boy, are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? Air Razor, she kind of has the same problem as Pterosaur with the freaking wingtips kind of wanting to fall off. That's freaking annoying. That was one of the most annoying things about Pterosaurs. His freaking wings won't stay the frick on. Also, is this even supposed to fold in like this? Like, what the heck? Am I doing this right? There we go. I think that's how it's done. There we go. Got it. Yep, there we go. There we go. Yeah, Air Razor's joints. Very snug, like I said. Very, very snug joints. These rotate. This collapses. Oof, that's a tight snap. And then this rotates in, and I believe folds into there. Yep. Again, same engineering, shared engineering with Air Razor, the Kingdom one. So I'm pretty familiar with how this figure works already. And then these hinge forward. That locks in. And there we go. Got Air Razor's beast mode out of there. There we go. I really want to see what a Studio Series Optimus Primal is like. Again, her transformation is easy to figure out because it's literally the exact same thing. Hello, VVB 2013. Just unboxed some Rise of the Beasts figures. I've got Air Razor, Core Class Freezer right there. Can't really see him all that well. And then Voyager Battle Trap. Got Battle Trap here. And then I've already reviewed and shown this figure off, but I do also have Cheetor as well. Yeah, I don't recognize your name. You must be new. But here I am. Hi, I'm Briximus Prime. Oh yeah, I forgot to give Air Razor her little arm missile things. I'm assuming these just go in the same spot. It looks like they just can stay on her arms, actually. Yeah, they can just stay on her arms, actually. You don't even need to take them off to transform her. You just got to rotate them in a different direction. Her leg's kind of in the way, though. There we go. So yeah, she does have weapon storage. Cool. And then I guess here's her like landed perching mode. And she does have that really expressive little hinge joint in her neck. You get to look up and down and left to right. Nice little hawk. Nice little bird. Hey, birdie, do you like the bread? I mean, just because you have sort of a Transformer YouTube name doesn't mean you have to review Transformers. Maybe you're into lore of Transformers, but not the toys. I mean, that makes sense, but then why don't you just make videos about the lore then? Just talk about the lore if you're into the lore so much. But like, it basically would be like me saying I'm Briximus Prime, but I just talk about Star Wars all the time. Where like I do like Lego and it's a Lego Transformer themed channel, but all I talk about is Star Wars 24/7 all the time, and then I only talk about Transformers like once every 6 months. Like, I'm not saying I hate Shartimus Prime, it just confuses me why he talks about Marvel Legends so much and he talks very little about Transformers. Then again, I think the other reason why he chose that name is because it's easier to come up with a Transformers name for a YouTube channel than it is for a Marvel name. Because, I mean, Marvel, you can only use like so many channel predetermined names, where Transformers, it's easy to just do Briximus Prime, Shartimus Prime, Prime Productions, or like Nemesis, whatever. Like, it's kind of easy to do a Transformers name for your channel, I guess. Just the name doesn't really matter that much. Yeah, but it matters to me because I like to know who I'm following, and I feel like Shartimus Prime, like he says he's a Transformer fan, but he like never talks about it. It's like, I just wish he'd make more content talking about it more. Because again, I do still like his Marvel content. It just is confusing to me that that's all he talks about 90% of the time is Marvel Legends. It feels like he doesn't really engage with the Transformers fandom all that much. He mostly just talks about the new movie or whatever. But anyway, enough about Shartimus Prime. Point is, I'm happy that I got Freezer and, you know, an Air Razor and Battle Trap. I'm trying to attempt to transform Freezer. See if I can do this. So I'm assuming that folds up. Yep, that snaps in. And then this goes where? There's the gun, the gun handle. And then this goes where? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Where does this go? Does this just fold up? How does he have it oriented? Okay, so for his... Wait a second. Oh, there we go. There we go. That has a little notch it goes into. So for his gun turret mode, he just huh? What the heck? Oh, okay. That's all it does. Okay, that's just all it. That's all it does. Okay. Seems a little lazy, but whatever, I guess. His gun turret mode is pretty basic, but I mean, it gets the job done, I guess. But like, what job even is it? I'm only complaining about the gun turret mode because it literally, his legs don't really do anything. They just hang there. So there's his gun turret mode. He just sits on his four limbs, which looks cool. I'm just mad that like his legs don't do anything clever. They just kind of sit there. But there's his little gun mode, and then for his gun turret mode, and then for the handheld gun, it looks like he this I feel like is his. This is meant to be his his actual transformation. This tabs into there. This tabs into there. See, I feel like his handheld gun mode feels more like what he's actually supposed to do, because it actually locks in the legs and actually does something with them. So those connect together like so. And then these arms just kind of, where do these go? Those tab in right there. Okay. See, his handheld gun mode feels like it's what he's really meant to do because everything actually locks into place. The gun turret mode, I honestly am starting to think is something they just planned out last minute. Like it's just kind of something they went, all right, just give him something else to do. There we go. There's the handheld gun mode, and then I'll give it to Battle Trap since Battle Trap doesn't have a gun. Maybe that's why Battle Trap doesn't have a gun, because the gun he was using in the movie was Freezer. I don't know. But here is Battle Trap holding. There we go. Now he's holding him. Here he is holding the Freezer in his gun mode. It's kind of a sizable gun. I imagine he's a very casual Transformers fan, considering how many TF reviews he's made over the years, or how little a Transformers fan, considering how many TF reviews he's made over the years. Yeah, but anyway, enough about Shartimus. Here's obviously this guy also is kind of meant to be like obviously the main gimmick of Freezer is that he's kind of like a, how did I word this? Freezer isn't like a figure that to like stand on his own. He's meant to be a figure that's played around with other figures. Like he really is a gimmicky figure that's made for the bigger figures to use. Because again, look, he forms a gun for the other Terracons to hold and use, and then even for freaking Scourge. On the back of his truck mode, Freezer has an actual mode where he's able to attach onto the back of the truck. I'm starting to see a problem here with Battle Trap. His shoulder joint here kind of isn't tight enough to really hold up the weight of Freezer. If I rotate it up high enough, he does hold it. But if you shake him down a little bit, he does droop the gun down. Or maybe he's just slowly like lowering his gun because he's following orders. I don't know. But he does have a little bit of a loose shoulder joint, at least in the case of holding up a core class figure. But of course, he's able to hold up his own stuff, like his big old mace. But again, the joints feel nice and tight. Nothing feels too loose and nothing feels too tight either. Though that one thigh swivel did feel a little too tight. Yeah, just wish this guy had some wrist swivel. But yeah, Battle Trap. He's got Core Class Freezer in his hand. Need to go for now, Firewall. Take care. The live stream's already going to be ending pretty soon. I've also got to get going. I wanted to get the chance to transform this guy into his truck mode, but I'm also running out of time. So anyway, that is basically it for this live stream unboxing. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and especially for those who are watching this not live, thank you for joining on. I appreciate you guys. So yeah, thank you all for watching. This has been Briximus Prime. I'm going to be working on a lot more reviews for you guys. I hope you'll enjoy them when they come out. And I'll catch you guys next time.